What's up everyone, today I'll be showcasing my favorite Open Great League line. If I would still be running for Legend, this is the line I'd be running. It's just incredibly solid. It's never really let me down. The line is Venusaur, Stunfisk and sableye with return, of course. And it's a very meta line, of course. You know, all three of these Pokemon you commonly see, they're not spicy at all, but it just works. You know, Venusaur Stunfisk core, we all know, we all love. It's an amazing core. Then Venusaur and sableye also have really good synergy. Stunfisk and sableye cover each other nicely, except for Azumarill, but that's why we have the Venusaur. So yeah, these three Pokemon just cover for each other incredibly well, which is why it works so good. I'm currently facing... in this first battle, I'm facing a double tank line with Stunfisk and Bastion on the back. This is a pretty common line, and at the moment, this line counters that pretty well. Venusaur and Stunfisk have good matchups versus both the tanks, and sableye is a really nice pivot against whatever the lead is, which in this case was a Medicham. And it can also be Pelipper, which sableye is decent against, and Venusaur is also decent against it. So. Yeah, this team usually beats the double tank line, which is quite nice. I got my sableye locked in against the Medicham right now, and yeah, there's not much my opponent can do. My sableye is just a level 40, by the way. I think in these battles you see me swapping around between level 40 and level 40 best buddy. To be honest, both work pretty much the same. But yeah, you don't really need an XL for this line, though. If you have an XL, go ahead, but yeah, who has an XL sableye, right? I mean, I can't wait to get it personally, but it's gonna be a while before you get that. Bastion versus sableye, not a bad matchup to be honest, but he has a shield up, but I still have my Stunfisk, so this is pretty much game over. Full health Stunfisk versus red health Bastion. My opponent knows it's over. That's a great game. All right, Registeel lead, not great, but both sableye and Stunfisk have a decent matchup versus it, and even Venusaur can do a bunch of damage with the Frenzy Plants. He counter swaps his Swampert, which is not great for Swampert. Because I have a little bit of energy advantage, I can win or I can beat Swampert in the 2-shield scenario or in the 1-shield scenario. So I'm just gonna double shield, take switch, or I can take both of his shields. I think what I opt to do here is just take both of his shields. I don't want to be shields down. I think like Stunfisk with a shield up is amazing. So I don't think I want to burn another shield, especially since if I burn another shield right here, I'm going to be able to take out the Swampert, take switch, but then the Reggie comes in and farms me down. And then I'm in a tough spot because one Earthquake doesn't kill Reggie, and the Reggie would probably be able to take out the Stunfisk. So I'm just going to farm him down with Venusaur. Venusaur, Registeel, honestly, not that bad of a matchup for Venusaur because these Frenzies just do so much. And I can swap out right here into my Stunfisk. Well, as I said, one Earthquake doesn't KO Reggie, but with that Frenzy damage, now the Earthquake will KO, and I'm just gonna fire it as soon as I can to get rid of this Registeel. Now, what does he have in the back? What is it? It is Mew, which is decent, but with Surf or Flame Charge, he can do super effective damage, which does do quite a bit, and one Earthquake wouldn't KO, but like a move from Mew also wouldn't KO. Unless it's Focus Blast, but no one's running Focus Blast, right? No, it's just a Flame Charge. And I should be able to outpace to the Rock Slide. And if I don't, then I outpace to the Frenzy from Venusaur. So this is a good game. Alright, next match we have Venusaur into Hypno. Bad matchup. What I like to do here... Wait, let me just rewind that real quick. I like to throw, against Hypno, I like to throw one Shadow Claw and then swap out. If you swap out instantly, you're only, or no, one Vine Whip and then swap out. If you swap instantly, you're only gonna get 2 Shadow Claws free from sableye because they have enough time to swap. But if you throw one Vine Whip, they have to have like ninja responses in order to swap out. But if they don't, they throw one extra Confusion, you get 3 free Shadow Claws basically, which is huge. That almost allows you to beat Azumarill here, or just straight return. But I decided to bait. I had 3 free Shadow Claws. I don't really need to bait, but most people shoot anyway, so I foul played. But honestly, I could have just returned there, double return, and take both shields. That's the most important thing here. You know, Shadow Hypno without shields isn't that good versus Venusaur because Frenzy Plants just do that much. I'm just gonna keep foul playing here because I want the shields down. And even if he doesn't shield, I'll be able to win this matchup with a shield down. So, and I'm alright with that. Because if he brings in Azu, he probably doesn't have another thing in the back that resists foul play. So if he lets this go, sableye is still going to be able to put in a bunch of work. But he does decide to shield it. And I just go to Venusaur hoping to take him out right there. But I barely can't farm him down, which is quite unfortunate. In comes the Hypno. I'm going to be able to get off a Frenzy Plant right there. As I said, Hypno without shields still takes a bunch of damage from Frenzy. Look at that. That's an insane amount of damage. I'm going to come in with sableye right here because I can eat the move. I don't want to take a Fire Punch on my Stunfisk. This would KO my sableye, which is all good. I still have Stunfisk in the back to farm this down. And I think I can farm it down before it gets to a move. That'd be amazing. Come on, Stunfisk. And he dies. He dies with the charge move ready, which is huge. Stunfisk with energy in the back is so dangerous. In comes Scrafty, and I already have a full Earthquake ready. Scrafty dies into Earthquake, so if I can get to Earthquakes, I'll be good here. I just have to watch out for the sacrificial swap. I hold off. I almost pressed the Earthquake, but I knew it was coming, so I didn't press it just yet. In comes, even if it's a foul play, it doesn't KO. Power Punch does nothing. Earthquake into the Scrafty. That's a good game. Pretty much a hard counter line, right? What was it? Hypno into Venusaur, sableye into Azumarill, and Stunfisk into Scrafty. That was pretty much a hard counter line for me, and I still won. Alright, again, one Vine Whip into the Hypno, then swap the sableye. Got pretty much 3 free Shadow Claws on the Hypno. In comes Charm Guard of War, which is horrible, but the good thing is I can get to 1 foul play now, which burns a shield, and Guard of War is very slow to charge move, so now I can farm this down with Venusaur. Again, freaking Hypno doesn't want to take Frenzies from Venusaur, so I'm just gonna rip off both of my Frenzies, hoping to take at least 1 shield, because if I throw a Frenzy right here, I can then farm it down with my Stunfisk, which I'm gonna try to swap into, but since I didn't wait out the clock, I can't always wait out the clock, guys. I'm just impatient sometimes, but don't do as I do. Do as I say, always wait out your clock in those kind of scenarios. Take out the Ritual with an Earthquake, and we farm down the Hypno. That's a good game. I didn't even need to shoot this right there, but let's just do it out of respect for my opponent. And we farm him down. That's a good game. Alright. I win. Hell yeah. Alright. Pelipper. Pelipper is pretty tough for this line, especially in the lead. Especially when I lagged for half a turn at the beginning of the match. It's kind of tough. But these Frenzies still do a lot. I can burn shields right here. Pelipper does win this though in the 2 shield, just straight Weather Ball. I think he even wins this in a 1 shield straight Weather Ball actually, because the win attacks just add up. And I got a shield. Oh no, I win this in a 1 shield actually. He wins this in a 2 shield. But I'm just gonna let my Venusaur go down. The good thing is, after all this Vine Whip damage, the Pelipper is now in the Rock Slide range. So I swap into my Stunfisk right here. I don't want the Pelipper to farm me down anymore. I let this go. And I go for the Rock Slide, but he makes a good swap into Obstagoon. But this is kind of alright, you know. My sableye gets to avoid the Obstagoon. But the thing is, I'm gonna throw Earthquake. And that just costs me a lot of energy. And I probably won't be able to get to a move first the Pelipper if this KOs. But this probably won't KO anywhere. Obstagoon is a pretty big tank. And Earthquake for Stunfisk doesn't hit the hardest. Yeah, it doesn't KO. Can I farm this down? That'd be beautiful if I can farm it down, but I can't. So up to sableye now. And don't forget, I still have Venusaur as a sacrificial swap if needed. Yeah, farm it down. In comes the Pelipper, I guess. No, it's his own Stunfisk. Still has a Pelipper with some energy, his own Stunfisk. I'm gonna have to swap on an Earthquake right here. I think that's my only potential way to win. Even if I swap an Earthquake, it's gonna be really difficult. So I try to swap an Earthquake, but he anticipates it. He overfarms. That's well played by my opponent at this point. Maybe I should have thrown a move already. But the thing is, he already has an Earthquake ready, so I kind of have to overfarm, double up, and hope the foul play KOs. But yeah, foul play from the range the Stunfisk is currently in doesn't KO anyway, so this game is pretty much over. I'm gonna fire off the foul play anyway, just to see how much it does. Maybe he forgets he has a charge move, but no, of course not. He just throws the rock slide right here, or the earthquake. Yeah, the earthquake. He had it ready. That would have KO'd my sableye for sure. GG. Alright, Yox's lead. It's interesting lead. Both of my mons in the back are also good versus this. I think all 3 of my mons are good versus the Yox's. Though Venusaur does have to watch out for the Psycho Boost. So what I like to do is I like to count to 10 and then swap. Because if they have Psycho Boost, they usually double up and then throw. Then it's 10 for 2 Psycho Boosts. But this opponent decided to hold off on throwing the move. Very smart. Now he has a bunch of energy stored on the Deoxys. In comes the Umbreon. Pretty bad for Sableye. But the return still do a bunch of damage. He can't really farm up because Sableye... Sableye almost gets to the return before he gets to the charge move, so I hopefully I get it. Yeah, I do. Yeah. Sometimes Sableye is able to get to the return right here. If you swap into like a Deoxys, the counters from Deoxys don't do that much, which allows you to get to the return versus Umbreon because you have a little bit of energy advantage. It's pretty insane. I've switched now, which is just crazy. Here comes the Venusaur. I'm gonna go into my own Venusaur because I'm still expecting the Deoxys to have Psycho Boost, and in that case, my Stunfisk has a better matchup versus Deoxys than my Venusaur does. I'm gonna have to watch out right here though. Deoxys has 2 Psycho Boosts stored up, so if he swaps, I wanna catch it on my Stunfisk. I saw him swap, I tried to swap, but he threw the Psycho Boost before I threw my move. I expected another Psycho Boost though, so I swap again. Oh, there's a lot of shit happening in this match. I like it. Anyway, double debuffed now. Double debuffed. So these counters do nothing. I'm just gonna farm him down all the way. And I have a Sludge Bomb ready on my own Venusaur. And I'm still out of Sludge Bomb range on my own Venusaur. It's also important. I go for the Earthquake here. In hindsight, I think that was a misplay. I could have just gone Rock Slide twice and either burn the shield or get him into Rock Slide range. Because if I throw 2 Rock Slides, he's gonna have to shoot one of them. Like, otherwise he loses, right? So that's what I do right here. I realize that I go for a Rock Slide. Now he's in Sludge Bomb range. I just come in with my Venusaur Sludge Bomb and it's game over. GG. But yeah, double Rock Slide there would probably been the safer play. But I did also work, I guess. Skarmory lead. Awful. But Sableye wins the 2 shield scenario versus Skarmory. So I safe swap my Sableye. If he decides to stay in, I take switch advantage. If he decides to leave, I can probably have some play versus whatever's in the back. In comes the Stunfisk. I should just shoot a Sky deck, by the way, because it will do a bunch. I have a bunch of energy stored up for the Stunfisk now. Like, with this amount of energy, I'll probably be able to win Switchback. So, that's really good. And now I have my Stunfisk aligned versus Skarmory, hopefully. I'm just gonna no-shoot the first move, because he needs 2 moves to kill me anyway, and I don't want to go 2 shields down before he spent a shield. Lag? No. Alright. Throw the foul play on the Stunfisk. And yeah, we're just gonna keep foul playing, of course. This matchup is pretty decent, especially with the huge energy lead I had. He decides to let it go, which makes a lot of sense. I would have reached another one before he reached his 3rd Mud Bomb. Yeah, he dies there like one before he gets to the Mud Bomb. So if he shielded there, it would have been a useless shield, right? I go for the foul play here. He knows I have Venusaur in the back, so he wouldn't shoot this. Maybe I should have gone for the return. I could have gone for the return. Yeah, I could have gone for the return. But it's risky because he might Hydro before I get there. That's the only problem. But I think that was a safe play. I just go to Stunfisk now to the Scarm. And even one shield down. This is a good matchup for Stunfisk. I just gotta keep building up. I don't wanna... Like, I always build up to like a 90 energy here. Because if he throws a Brave Bird, I want to be able to throw a Rock Slide straight after to make use of his debuff. Now I don't build up though. Like, probably should have, but 2 Rock Slides kill anyway, so it's fine. It's all good. I can just farm this down now, and the Swampert is in fine whip range, or pretty much in much shorter range as well. Yeah, he doesn't go for the Brave Bird because he doesn't have it, I guess. Could have gone for it, I guess, but it's game over anyway. Game over anyway. Oh, I think I know why I threw immediately, because I didn't want this Swampert to get it going. Yeah, I didn't want the switch time to run out and him being able to swap into Swampert to Hydro my Stunfisk unexpectedly. Alright, anyway. Next game. Cresselia lead. With Psycho Cut, it's actually a good matchup for Venusaur. Well, if they have Psycho Cut, Grass or Moonblast, which is the most common moveset, Venusaur resists all the charge moves and the fast move don't do much damage, so it's actually a good matchup for Venusaur. And my opponent knows that he swaps with Toxicroak, which is quite tough for my team actually. Because even sableye, if Toxicroak has a little bit of energy, Toxicroak wins that matchup with some energy, so it's kind of tough, but it has a no-shield that allowing me to farm up some energy, and I come out of this matchup with some energy and enough health to get off 2 foul plays versus this Stunfisk. Still looking pretty good, because both my Venusaur and my Stunfisk are good against the Cresselia, but this Stunfisk is kind of a problem, especially since he no-shielded that. Nothing I can really farm it down with, because both Fire Whip and Mud Shot are kind of weak moves. So I'm gonna have to take some charge moves right here. I get to the Frenzy though, I'm just gonna rip it off immediately, because I don't want to get hit by a Rock Slide or an Earthquake. So I'm gonna take a shield, and now I'll let this go. Even if it's an Earthquake, I can farm this down with a Mud Shot style, and then have a bunch of energy for the Crest. Thing is, if this Crest is Grass Knot, this is actually a pretty close matchup, because Grass Knot hits like for some decent damage, and I'm gonna need 2 Earthquakes to hit right here, and I'm just gonna go straight for Earthquake. But if he shields here, I'm kind of in a rough spot, which he does. I guess it's kind of predictable. Maybe I should have gone Rock Slide bait, but in the end I can just go triple Earthquake, I feel like. So yeah, this Grass Knot already put me into the yellow. He's only gonna need 1 more Grass Knot to hit. So if he pulls off a Sacrificial Swap right here, I'm gonna be in trouble. So I really gotta watch out for that. Just shield this, of course, because it would pretty much KO me with some extra Psycho Cuts. Watch out, watch out. And I throw it in the middle. I made sure to throw it in the middle of his Psycho Cut animation, so he couldn't Sacrificial Swap, since that was my only lose condition. Now I take out the Cresselia, farm down the Stunfisk, and that's a great match. Alright, Abomasnow lead. It's probably the toughest lead for this line. It is beatable though, but it really depends on what he has in the back. I come in with my sableye right here. It's always my response to Abomasnow lead. I probably should have thrown the foul play earlier, but I was afraid of a Sacrificial Swap. I think if I had thrown the foul play there already, I would have burned a shield and I would have been in a decent spot. Now I throw the return on Azumarill, and it's the same result. I get a shield, but that shield cost me way more energy basically. So he Ice Beam, and I think, was it an undercharge? Because that had nothing. I think he undercharged because he wants energy to throw at the Venusaur. Anyway, I'm gonna be able to throw a return right here. I don't throw any more Shadow Claws because I want to farm this down. I'm gonna get hit by a Ice Beam either way. Farm it down with Venusaur so I can throw a Sludge at the Abomasnow when it comes back in. It's gonna go for Frenzy, hoping he lost track of energy. And he shields, he does. And I think I should let this go. Yeah, let this go. A lot of these teams have Marowak in the back. And if they have Marowak in the back, this is a pretty decent spot for me, because I can just Earthquake the Marowak and kill it, and then Rock Slide the Abomasnow, kill it. That's how I usually play these matchups. But for real, Abomasnow Azumarill Core can be with anything, basically. I throw a Rock Slide right here. Oh, does it KO? I think it does, right? Yeah, it did. And it's Mew in the back. It's gonna be quite close. I need to get an Earthquake and a Rock Slide before he gets to the moves. If this is a Flame Charge Mew, I win. But if it's a Surf Mew, he might get to 2 moves before I can get to 2 Rock Slides. That's, yeah, it's Surf. It's only 5 Shadow Claws for Surf, so he gets another one right there. Really close matchup considering how awful the lead was. So yeah, quite close. I think I might have been able to farm up a little bit more on Stunfisk first, Abomasnow to take it out, but this is what it is. Alright, Venusaur to Stunfisk lead. Stunfisk, actually kind of tough for this team because I have no hard counters, but all 3 of my mons can deal with it. You know, Venusaur, if you call the baits correctly, can win the ones, can even, I think it gets close into 2 shields, but I think he can just go straight Rock Slide 2 shields, so I don't think you beat that. Stunfisk, of course, the Mirror and Sableye, it's a decent matchup, though Stunfisk generally wins. I'm just gonna rip off the Frenzy Plants right here. He threw 2 Rock Slides already. I don't really feel like shielding. I overfarmed a bunch there, and I think that kind of confused my opponent, because he definitely has an Earthquake ready already. But since I overcharged, I think he got confused and didn't throw it. So now he's 2 shields down with Stunfisk, and I have a Stunfisk with 2 shields. He threw this move immediately. I'm expecting a Rock Slide. I'm not shooting. I'm not shooting. I think he was at I didn't think he would be at 100 energy, so I didn't think this could be an Earthquake. But it was, which hurts a lot. Now I go for a farm down with Stunfisk. In comes the Venusaur, and I throw Earthquake, and he swaps into Pelipper. That's an amazing swap by my opponent, but this is alright, because now I put this Pelipper in range for Foul Play to KO, which is pretty good. Just gonna shoot this this move right here, because Weather Ball would do a good amount. I can overfarm right now. I could have overfarmed by at least one more Shadow Claw, but I didn't want to risk it. I can just shoot the move from the Venusaur later and return this, and I'll be fine. Yeah, I'll go for the return, and this should KO. This should KO the Venusaur. Return is a pretty strong move, so it nukes. It nukes. Nice. All right, Venusaur into Azumarill. In comes sableye. I immediately know what line this is. It's definitely the Azumarill double ghost line. And against Azumarill double ghost, I'm pretty good. I just have to make sure I maintain switch advantage. So what I do is I always throw Frenzy into the sableye. This one gives me some extra chip already because the Vine Whips add up. And 2, it burns a shield. And then I can come in with Stunfisk and take it out. What I do here kind of varies. Sometimes I go Rock Slides if I think they'll shield. If I think they're no shield, I'll go Earthquake right there, go Earthquake. And he doesn't shield. Even if he shielded, I could have gone to another Earthquake before he gets to 2 more foul plays. So I'm in a good spot. Either way, in comes the Azumarill. Again, I'm expecting Marowak in the back. So with Sableye in the back, I'm pretty safe right there. In comes the Marowak. I should have just Earthquaked the Marowak, to be honest, because I still have Venusaur for Azu, so not Earthquaking there. Kind of a waste, but I'm good either way. Sableye wins this. He doesn't even get to a move. Yeah, I think my opponent just knows it's over. I think he knows the only way he would have won was maybe saving a shield for Azu, hoping I'd shoot the Shadow Ball from Marowak. I don't know. Anyway, I'm just return this Azu now. But will do a bunch of damage, so he has to shield. I still have Earthquake on my Stunfisk to take out the Azu. And yeah, that's a good game. Azu double ghost, very manageable, very good for this line actually. And it's also a pretty common line, so that's quite nice. Our Tropius lead. It's really bad. It's really bad. I think this is pretty much the mirror, but with yeah, this I can remember this line. This is the mirror team, but with Tropius in the lead. And you would think that's not great for me. But since like Sableye with energy is good versus very good versus that line, so safe swap. Sableye is quite dangerous for him, which I come in with. I take the Leaf Blade because I'm expecting either an Umbreon or a Sableye, so I don't really want to shield. He doesn't shoot my next one, but he does farm me down, which is kind of tough. I come with Venusaur right here. I'll farm him down. Probably shield this. He almost has 2. No shield. Risky. Oh, I farm up a little bit. Yeah, I don't want to use a shield. Oh wow, I can't remember this match, but this is really smart. I don't want to use a shield on this Sableye because I think he might have Stunfisk in the back now, and Stunfisk Earthquake is probably the most threatening, and I think I can sweep with Stunfisk if I do it correctly. It brings in Tropius, tries to Sec Swap on the Rock Slide, but I didn't throw it yet. I was over farming, so I think I can throw the Earthquake on his own Stunfisk. Now I'm just gonna go for the Rock Slides. I'm afraid he might throw Earthquake here, so I shield. Does throw Earthquake, that's a really nice shield. I get off the Rock Slide here. I don't do any bubbles because I want more farm, but this is kind of risky. Oh, I do take him out. Really nice. Now I have Stunfisk with a bunch of energy. First Tropius, and I still have Venusaur as well. I don't want to die with a Rock Slide already, so I'm gonna shield this up and I can throw another Rock Slide into this Tropius, which won't KO, but will put him really low, so he does shield. At this point, I'm gonna farm up and try to catch a Leaf Blade, maybe? Oh, I don't. I just throw a Rock Slide right before he gets to a Leaf Blade. Very nice. This won't take him out yet, though. He's gonna have to burn energy right here to take me out. But he knows that his only win con is farming down and throwing an Aerial Ace on my Venusaur. But I can get to another Rock Slide just in time, and that's a great game. Alright, Venusaur into Tropius once again. I'd swap into Sableye. It comes into Umbreon. Yeah, this is tough. This is the Caleb Penline, Tropius, Umbreon, Sableye, I think. And that's pretty much impossible to beat. Unfortunately, luckily, the line isn't the most common. But yeah, it's pretty hard. I think I've beaten it once, but I got pretty lucky. And I don't think... let's see what happens in this match. Since I swapped into a Tropius, you saw me getting to a double return versus Umbreon earlier. That was because I swapped into a Hypno or into a Deoxys. Now I swapped into Tropius and Air Slash did already a good chunk, so now I can't get there. I make a misplay. I should have thrown my return earlier and not double shielded. So that's a big misplay. And now I throw Foul Play and it doesn't even get a shield. Like, that's awful. I throw my Foul Play at the worst possible time right now. Also pretty bad. Gets to use another shield. Yeah, this is not looking good, but I can farm this down with Venusaur right now. I can farm this down with Venusaur. I'll get like almost a Frenzy already. Yeah, almost Sludge Bomb. For the Tropius, which I can throw. And if I can Sacrificial Swap on an Aerial Ace right now, that might put me in a decent spot. Let's see. I do get it. All right, that's really good. At this point, I am expecting the Sableye in the back, which wouldn't be amazing, but it'd be manageable. I think I have to hit like one Rock Slide right here. If I hit one Rock Slide, it's in Sludge Bomb range. Come on. Yeah, I go for the Rock Slide right here. And I'm kind of expecting him to swap right now. Does he? Yeah, he does. I can get off the Earthquake. Earthquake, and then I might have to farm down with Venusaur and throw Sludge Bomb into the Tropius. Tropius already has a bunch of energy. Throws, you know, double Rock Slide does slightly more than one Earthquake. Maybe I should have gone for double Rock Slide instead. But that's hindsight, and yeah, I'm gonna have to farm this down. The Tropius has a bunch of energy ready, but I couldn't farm it down. He just foul plays, and that is game over right there. That's also the final game. As you can see, this line is pretty damn solid. We came back from a lot of lost leads, which is quite important for a strong line, I feel. So yeah, again, if you're still pushing for Legend, this is definitely a line I would recommend. Good luck on your climb, and I'll see you guys in the next video.